morning. I'm glad you've come to spend time with me again today. I know that as a young woman, getting routines established was a hard thing as my children came fast and I had 3 within 4 years. But now as an old lady, routines come a lot easier. And so these are some of the things I do usually every morning. I don't necessarily change my sheets except once a week. But I do make my bed every morning, and that's a really important thing to start my day well, to make my bedroom look great, and it takes just a few minutes, and I struggled to do that when I had young children. Now it's habit. Once a thing becomes habit, you don't even notice the time you spend on it. After my bed is made, I'm going to get dressed. And some people pick out their outfit the night before. I know with the Fly Lady routine that there are some people who actually pick out a whole 7 days worth of their outfits at the beginning of the week, and then they just grab each outfit per day. These things help a lot when you have small children. The other thing is I want you to notice how much time it takes to do these things. It takes me less than 5 minutes to make my bed. It takes me probably 2 or 3. It takes me just 2 minutes the night before to pick out an outfit. But you know, some of those things when our children are young are stumbling blocks. We end up wearing our nightgown or pajamas for half the day. The other thing I do after I get dressed is I do my skincare routine. Everybody's is different, but I think skincare is important. And sometimes as we age, our cleansers and toners and things change too. So I always start with a cleanser, and when I'm finished with that, I use a toner, and then I use a moisturizer, which happens to be a gel moisturizer. I don't really know what I think of things as far as being all natural. I mean, I like to go that route just because I've had so many health problems. But do I have CoverGirl and Maybelline and things just from Walmart? You bet I do. This one happens to be a company called Andalou, which I'm really loving right now. And that I've tried 3 different lines of their cleanser. Sensitive skin, I've tried brightening and aging. Now the aging, because I still have oily in my T-zone, I still get pimples, was really way too heavy for my skin type, and that was causing my face to break out. I did like the mask that came with it. It was an enzyme mask. The toner that I'm using is by Andalou Naturals, which is Andalou. You can spritz it on your face, or I like to shake it and spritz it on a cotton ball and use it as a regular toner. It's called 1000 Roses Floral Toner, and it's one of my favorites. The other thing that I do a few times a week is use a mask on my face. That is the aging mask. It's a fruit enzyme mask. I have 3 or 4 different ones that I use alternately. And while that's drying, you're going to see me come into the kitchen, and I'm going to clean up the things from the night before. There might be a few dishes to put away. There's things on the counter. I don't like to work in a kitchen that has stuff on the counter or in the sink. I always like to start with a clean surface before I start my work. It's good to remember also in the morning, make sure you get at least 1 of your glasses of water in. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is use the bathroom and drink some water. If my dishes are washed and dried from the night before in my dishwasher, I do like to unload them. if I have dishes in the dish drain on the sink, like pots and pans that I've done by hand, I'll also put those things away. Right now, what you'll see me doing is just putting away dirty dishes into the dirty dishwasher. Again, when I was young and I was raising my family, I would usually run the dishwasher every night. It doesn't matter how full it is. Get those dishes done. Your mornings will start off so much better. Half the start of a good morning is what you do the night beforehand. Cleaning your surfaces, getting all these things done. With a chronic illness, with my husband being retired, life goes a little bit easier now. I let myself relax. I don't pressure myself to get everything done the way I did before, depending on how I'm feeling that day. My husband is so gracious to me. I don't always get us breakfast. I seldom get us breakfast now. But when I do, I know that he really enjoys and appreciates it, even if it's just toast. And learn your husband's loves and likes. Learn what is his love language and do those things. For me to get my husband's meals, to bring his meal to him, is something he just is so appreciative of. The other thing you're going to want to remember is to also have a good breakfast yourself. You might not be a breakfast eater, but find something that agrees with you. Maybe it's a smoothie with some kale or spinach in it. Maybe it's some homemade granola. Maybe it's eggs. Maybe it's a piece of whole grain toast. Even if your husband chooses to eat differently than you can still eat healthily and what's good for your nourishment and body. Also, too, you may need some supplements. You might need a vitamin. Take those things. Take them in the morning to start your day well. If you're not feeling well, consider going to your doctors just for a checkup and to tell them what's going on. Don't be afraid to talk about any depression or anxiety you're having either. Go to a nutritionist if you don't like your doctor. Try a functional medicine doctor. So while the mask is still drying on my face, and so a lot of times you might want to, especially again when your kids are younger, do your laundry at night. Put that load in. Do a load every day. Put it in the dryer. You don't have to fold them that night. You can fold them the next morning. As our daughter and her family have been staying with her, one of the ways that I can bless her is by changing over her laundry, by folding it in the morning and delivering it to her. Then all she has to do is put it away. As an older woman, there's things that we can do now that we couldn't do when we're younger. And as a younger woman, there's things you can do that you can't do when you're older. After I finish with the laundry, it's time to wash the mask off my face. Again, it's just some good skincare, something I like to do and use that I really believe helps my skin. When I'm finished with my skincare and all that, I will dry my face off. So here I'm just showing you again the things that I'm using, the things I like. I went to shake it and the top flew right off on there. These things happen all the time to me. So I have already talked about my toner, the moisturizer that I use. One thing I didn't talk about is that because I've been having like some sort of a breakout, that I've also been using a little orange oil that I use on my face just to help with oiliness and pimples. I do know you have to be careful about going out into the sunshine with stuff like that. If that's something you're interested in, gain knowledge about it, look into it yourself. The makeup that I'm using right now is just a BB cream by CoverGirl, I believe, for oily skin. I got these brushes, these makeup brushes, actually for some art making and doing cards. And I saved the big one to try it out for foundation, and I really, really enjoyed it. One of the things I do instead of having a cream blusher, I just take one of my 3 lipsticks, I put some of that on my cheeks, and I use that as my blusher. This morning I happened to also put a little pressed powder on. I think I did a full makeup just for the fun of the video for this one. And then I might put on some mascara, I might put on some eyeshadow, and I like to put on a little lipstick. When I do full makeup, I also give myself eyebrows because I've always been a true blonde and now a true gray-headed, white-haired lady. Okay, so this morning with second day hair, I'm putting some hot rollers in. I'll use a little dry shampoo. And while my hair is absorbing the heat from the rollers, getting some body, I'll take that time to wipe my sink off, to swish my toilet. After my hair comes out, because I've got fine hair and I live in humid, hot Louisiana, I use some different products. I let it cool thoroughly before I brush my hair out to help some of that curl stay. A few little pieces of jewelry and my day is set. God bless you. I hope you've got good habits in your day.